Okay, good morning. Today we are doing the Haftara of Pashas Mishpatim, the parsha that comes after Yisro, Pashas Yitro, the parsha that we got the Torah and from Har Sinai, that Hashem speaks to us. And we all know that Pashas Mishpatim is about laws, mostly laws between mankind. Mishpatim are the laws that we would probably keep if we were decent, moral, rational, educated, ethical people. They make sense, the Mishpatim. And we have the challenge as Jewish people to keep these mitzvot because Hashem told us. Tried to explain this concept yesterday to a group of women that are very rational, and to put the spirituality into the keeping of these mitzvot is and the challenge of it, of being able to do that is difficult. Like we know, it's difficult to say, I don't kill because Hashem said, and not because, or don't steal because Hashem said, and not because I'm a decent person. Or I give tzedakah because I can't see, because Hashem said, and not because I think it's a good cause to share my money to. It comes from a whole different place. And the first verse in Parshat Mishpatim is what ma'elu mishpatim. It says ve'elu hamishpatim with the vav, and these are the laws. And Rashi tells us this vav is here. And vav is an and in Hebrew, and meaning being that people think Aser Hadibrot is from God, okay, but these laws are actually rabbinical, constitutional. So Rashi says, same way these are laws from God, so are these. And one of the laws that Rashi, starts, not Rashi, the Chumash starts right away, Parshat Mishpatim starts right away, is the laws of Shemitah. You remember that? We in Israel know it. What are the laws of Shemitah, which means besides the fruit of the country, and what grows in the country, the production of earth, and giving the land time to rest, and the laws of Shemitah that we keep. There's also in the times of the Beis Hamikdash is the laws of the laws of Shemitah, include in them freeing servants from 6 years of servitude on the 7th year to let them go free. This is what the parsha starts with, and Rashi says, Ma inyan Shemitah lehar Sinai. What is the connection of Shemitah to Har Sinai? And that's when he says, Ma elu misinai, gam elu misinai. What Aser Dibrot is we got from Har Sinai, from Hashem. So too the laws of bondage and freeing slaves and workers, not workers, but slaves, is also a law from HaKadosh Baruch Hu, that even though it makes sense to us, we have to do it out of Kabbalat on. Okay? And this was something that was through the years in Am Yisrael, and we have all the laws that we learn in this week's parsha of freeing the slaves. The Haftara, like we said, was always took a theme or something, a mitzvah or a word. The Jews took then, the Chachamim of the time that what we couldn't read in the Torah, found something in the Nach that reminded us about the theme of the Parsha, or something in the Parsha. So it's interesting that Dafka on the laws of Shemitah is what they found and connected. And we know that everything is Hashgacha Pratit, and there is a deeper meaning. It's not just the word or the theme or something else. It's really a deeper theme that connects it to the Parsha. So we are doing, I'll open the Parsha, Yirmiyahu, chapter 34. Yirmiyahu, we met him during this summer when he was the prophet during the times of the Churban Bait, when the temple was destroyed, and before. Warning, he's called the prophet of Zam, of anger, trying to get before the Churban, the people to, together with Zechariah, I think, to get them to come back to Yiddishkeit and to prevent the destruction of the temple, destruction of the Bet HaMikdash. And then he goes out with them to Bavel, to exile. When Tzidkiyahu was, when Nebuchadnezzar took them out to, and he continued there teaching us how to behave in exile and what to do and what Hashem, prophesizing, bringing us word of Hashem, what to do and how to deal in this galut that was enforced on us. This chapter that we're doing today, Lamed Dalet 34, it starts from verse 8, we're still in the reign of Tzidkiyahu, that Yirmiyahu is trying to get them back to keeping Shemitah. And let's see how it is, what he says. So it's a bit of a tough, no type of Haftara, because he's angry. On one hand, Tzidkiyahu does bring back Shemitah, but Yirmiyahu, but it didn't last. And Yirmiyahu is saying, like, this is, we'll see the Parsha. We'll see the Haftara. I'm jumping ahead. So we'll see a little bit inside, and then the deeper meaning. Okay. Okay. So it starts. Oh, one second. That's not the Parsha. This is the Parsha. Let me open up the Haftara. Here's the Haftara. Haftara. How come I opened up a different Haftara? 1 second. I prepared a different Haftara. This is not the Haftara of Mishpatim. It's a mistake. Why? Oh, they have here a different. They brought kings. I wonder why. Mishpatim Haftara. This is the Parsha, and why are they showing this Haftara? In the Chayenu, I am holding Mishpatim. And in this book, they're both Yirmiyahu. I don't know why here he's reading. They brought this one. I have to find out why. I'm sorry, I didn't open it up before. I opened it up, I set it up, but I didn't see which Haftara. So why they bring this Haftara? 1 second, let me do some more research here for a second with you on. No, let's go back to the home page and reset it, maybe. This is the Parsha, Mishpatim, right? Parsha's Mishpatim, Haftara. So they brought a different Haftara. I know this Haftara, but that's not the Haftara work. That's in the Chayenu and in the. So how will I do this? We'll do it by heart, okay? Or what I could do is look for this chapter. Are you with me? Are you guys waiting patiently? I'm looking for the chapter, but I don't want it from a bad source, right? You sometimes open up and you realize the Bible was changed. Okay, would they give it to me in English? Let's see. English. How come it's not giving to me? Okay. How come it's not giving me the English? I did English. Oh, sorry. English translation. Source with translation. Okay, let's see. Do you see this? Anybody raise their hand and say yes or no?
Yes, very well.
Okay, so this is, I hope it's a good translation. This is from Safaria, who's not always 100%, but we'll stay with this. Okay, so this is the Haftara, the word from that came to Yirmiyahu from Hashem on the 10th year of Tzidkiyahu. Tzidkiyahu was the last king of Yehuda, and he went out. Nebuchadnezzar didn't go out, was kicked out by Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Bavel. We mention it in Megillat Esther on Mordechai. Mordechai went out with him. Nebuchadnezzar, Melech Bavel. Remember that part in the Megillah? Okay. And this was in the time that the king of Bavel was besieging around Yerushalayim, and Yirmiyahu was confined in prison. And you could see it someplace around the city of Yerushalayim. There is a place called Marat Tzidkiyahu. That's when Tzidkiyahu tried to run away. And across the street from it, there's this little cave that they say that was the prison that Yirmiyahu, I saw it when I came to Israel when I was in 8th grade, where Yirmiyahu was kept in prison there. And who put him in prison? No, this is also not. This is 32. 1 second. Wrong Haftara. They brought me 32. I need 34. Didn't I put in 34? Let's go back. Oof, sorry. But it just gave us a little more information on Yirmiyahu. Jeremiah 34. Oh no, I misspelled Jeremiah. It's not going. Okay. Try again. Jeremiah. I'm just thinking if. Oh. No, it's not giving me Jeremiah 34. Okay. No. Oh, yes, it's the 8th verse. Okay, here we are. Okay, it starts from here, the Haftara, the 8th verse. This is the thing that was to Yirmiyahu from Hashem in the times of Tzidkiyahu. And Hashem is telling him, when was this? Tzidkiyahu, he was a good king. He chazar b'tshuva. I think we once spoke about him, but I'd like to go straight into the Haftara. He decided to bring back the people to keep Shemitah. So Hashem is talking, but it didn't last, like I said before. So Hashem is talking to Yirmiyahu after he sees that the people became again lax in the keeping of Shemitah. And keeping of the part of Shemitah of releasing the Jewish people, their servants, from bondage. So this is the word that came to Yirmiyahu from Hashem after Tzidkiyahu made a brit with all the people in Yerushalayim to proclaim a release among them. And this is the brit, that everyone should set free their Hebrew slaves, both male and female, that no one should keep their fellow Jews enslaved. Everyone, officials and people who had entered the Brit, agreed to set their male and female slaves free and not keep them enslaved any longer. They compiled and let them go. This happened. Tzidkiyahu was able to enforce it, but afterwards, vayashuvu achar kach. But afterwards, they turned about and brought back the men and women that they had set free and forced them into slavery again. This is what's going on in Yehuda at that time. So this is Hashem talking to him after this. And I said to Yirmiyahu, and he said, Ko amar Hashem Elokei Yisrael. I, Hashem, made a brit with you, made a covenant with your ancestors when I brought them out of the land of Egypt and the house of bondage, saying, Miketz sheva shanim tishalchu ish et achiv. In the seventh year, each of you must let go any fellow Hebrew who may be sold to you. People were sold because of different laws in the Torah. A man who has no parnasa sells himself to bondage, or owes somebody money and the Beit Din sells him to make the money to give back, or whatever. There are different laws that we learn in the Parsha. Each of you must let go any fellow Hebrews who may be sold to you and they have served you 6 years. You must set them free, but your ancestors would not obey me or give ear. Now, on this pasuk, there's a lot of depth to this story. There's a lot of pain here from HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and he's reminding us that this is a very basic thing that I gave you when you were in Mitzrayim. If you recall, one of the Haftaras, was it in this class? I remember this class, that the Jews actually, we read the Medrash, that the Jews in Mitzrayim, many of them lived well, and they had slaves, Jewish slaves in Mitzrayim. And one of the first things that Moshe Rabbeinu did was to tell them, release the slaves, so I could go ask Paro to release all of you from Mitzrayim. One of the main things that was happening during the Makot and the plagues was teaching the Jewish people, get out of the servant mentality. You're going to be free. And it was teaching them what is Jewish freedom. I heard Malka mentioned about this talk that I gave that her granddaughter heard to the shluchos who didn't go to the kenes. And together with me, actually, she was the main speaker. I was just an appendix, was Malka Vilshansky, my cousin. And she described in great length, which I won't repeat, but the idea that we were freed to serve Hashem. So is it free or not? And she explained in Hebrew, there's chofshi and cherut, which is two types of freedom. Chofshi is, no, you're free, no rules and regulation. We were freed to go to cherut, a proper freedom that has en ben chorin. You don't have a freed person, just somebody who keeps Torah mitzvahs. Torah mitzvahs gives us true freedom. So here, this is the idea that Hashem is talking to you. I started in Mitzrayim. By your grandparents in Mitzrayim, I made this brit about servitude. That you're going to go out from the servitude of Mitzrayim, but to serve me, and that's true freedom. So the 6 years, I'll soon tell you who said it. I think it's the previous Rebbe. Or is the 6th millennium, 1,000 years, and then we go out to Geula. This Haftara is really talking that our working. Why does the slave work? Why is it so important, this halacha of after 6 years letting your servant free? What does it do? What is so important that it's a basic thing that we got in Mitzrayim? And here, also the Mefarshim say that he's also reminding them of the Brit Milah. These are two very important things that I gave you in Mitzrayim. And it's a basic thing. And if you want to prevent this galut that will be happening from Bavel, go back to those two things that brought you to Geulah, the Brit Milah and the knowing that you're going out of this galut to Geulah. And I will soon explain it. And he says, in the 7th year, you each must let go of your, maybe sold and served you 6 years, you must set them free. For your ancestors would not obey me or give ear. The Chachamim are saying, is he talking about the people in Mitzrayim? And most say no, it's talking about their ancestors who lived already in Eretz Yisrael. And he says, lately you turned about and did what was the proper thing. That's thanks to Tzidkiyahu. And you all proclaimed to release your fellow Jews, and you made a covenant, a brit, accordingly before me in the Beis Hamikdash that bears my name. But now you have turned back again and have profaned my name. Each of you has brought back the men and women, did I read this already? Who you have given freedom and forced them again to be slaves. Therefore, Hashem says, you would not obey me and proclaim release each to your kin and neighbor. So I proclaim your release, declares God, to swords, to dever, one of the makot, pestilence, and to famine, and I will make you a horror to all the kingdoms of the earth. If you don't keep this law, I will make you free. Free in the sense of free of me. I will free myself from protecting you. Terrible thing to hear. And I will make the parties who violated my brit, who did not fulfill the terms of the brit that they made before me, like the calf they cut in two. Years ago, a brit was made by cutting a calf, and it's called brit ben aptarim, right, between the two parts, to show that these two are really one. These two parts can't live without each other. They're really connected. That's the way you made a brit. And so I will make, you violated that brit that the made before me. And Sarei Yehuda, Sarei Yerushalayim, the officials and the officers of Yehuda and Yerushalayim, the Kohanim, and all the people who passed between, they made the Brit in the times, reinforced the Brit in the times of Tzidkiyahu. What will happen to them? Those that didn't keep it shall be handed over to enemies, to those who seek to kill them. Their carcasses will become food for the birds of the sky and beasts of the earth. And Tzidkiyahu, I will hand over Tzidkiyahu, and this did happen, and his officers to the enemies who seek to kill them, to the army of Bavel that has withdrawn from you. I hereby give the command, Hashem says, by which I will bring them back against the city. They shall attack it. Hashem is saying, I will bring back Bavel to attack and capture and burn it down. I will make the towns of Yehuda a desolation without inhabitant. This is how the parak finishes. The Haftara, it's customary to, if it ends negatively, to add 2 psukim of hope. And the word came from Yirmiyahu to Hashem. This is really from another chapter, chapter 35. Continues the days of Yakim of Yoshiyahu and the king of Yehuda. Go to the house of Rechavim, and speak to them and bring them to the temple, to the house of Hashem, to one of the chambers, and give them wine to drink. It's really, and I will take Azaniah, the son of Yirmiyahu, the son of Chavatzniah, and his sons, and all the children of this family, and I will bring them back to the Beis Hamikdash, to the chamber of the sons of Hanan, ben Yigdaliyahu, the Ish Elokim, the agent of God, which is next to the chamber of the officials and the chambers of Masayahu, the son of Shulam. Hashem is talking about bringing them back. 1 second. This is really not the Haftara. Sorry. I forgot that we're not on a Haftara thing. This is not what's added. Sorry. What's added is chapter 33. Sorry, I saw it wasn't familiar. So it's really going back. Can I go back? Went forward. This is not Jeremiah 33. 25. We just add at the end of the Haftara, no results. Why no results? Jeremiah 33. Okay, let's go back to verse 25. It ends here with two very, very powerful psukim. Ko amar Hashem, and Hashem says, as surely as I have established my brit with night and day, the sun and the moon, that don't judge, the laws, chukot shamayim, the laws of heaven and earth that are forever. Gam zera Yaakov v'David, so I will never reject the offsprings of Yaakov and my son David. I will never fail to take from his offspring rulers of the descendants of Avraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov. Indeed, I will restore their fortune, take them back with love. So that chapter 35 didn't make sense. So this is the way the Haftara ends. Okay, so what did we have here? A balagan with the video, but so the Haftara starts with chapter 34, Lamed Daled, from verse 8 to the end. Hashem saying, because Tzidkiyahu brought back Shemitah, and then you became lax, I will also free myself from my brit with you. What was Hashem so angry about? That we did not give up slavery, that we didn't go back after 6 years, letting go of of the slaves. They did it for a little while, and then they took them back. And then he finishes off that he, of course, won't forget us and will take care of us. Let's look at it more in depth. And I prepared from two different places, different things. Okay, so like we said, that when he said that your fathers didn't keep it, it didn't mean it in Mitzrayim. We know that in Mitzrayim they did let out their slaves. It's talking about their fathers, the fathers that they literally, their grandfathers and fathers continued back. Now I'd like to read to you from Chayenu that takes us into more depth. Okay. So he says, I made a brit with you, covenant, a brit, with two animals, of like going back, strengthening what we made in Mitzrayim. So he explains like this. There's a different allusion in the fact that the agreement that Tzidkiyahu made with the subjects regarding releasing bondservants, that it became like a brit. Why does it have to be a brit? A brit, a circumcision, is also a brit. And Hashem gave the Jews these two things in Mitzrayim, even before we got the Torah. The common denominator between these two things, that it frees us from servitude to the material world, both things. Even though servants are subjects to their masters, the fact that they're destined to be released impresses upon them that they will eventually be free. And what does that do to us? Let's think about the psychology. You know, you're here for a limited time. It's not forever. What does that do to you? So what they explain is that when you are in bondage and you know you have a time limit, you have hope. If you don't know when it's going to end, you get depressed, you're not happy. And even what you do, the work you do, you don't do it completely because it's like it's forever. You're down. It's teaching us it's very important to know Mashiach's coming. There's an end to this. It gives us hope. It's a very important thing. It's this Haftara is like telling us how to live our time now. Let go of things, of slaves, bondage, the whole idea. Here, let's see how he writes it. He says, even though the fact that they're destined to be released impresses upon them that they are really essentially free, even during the term of their service. Think Shalom Mordechai Rubashkin. That said that what kept him free in prison is because he didn't feel that he was in prison, because he knew he's getting out. I heard it from his sister, that his sister, Rachel Rosenfeld, that lives in Tzfat, said she came to visit him once, and she said, I don't understand, I daven every day, and I go to 3 times or 4 times a week. She went to Miron because she lives in Tzfat, and I'm sad it's not happening. So he says, because you're in prison. He says, I'm not here. I'm just not here. That's how he lived it. So his time there was also different. We have to understand that the Golus we are in here now, it's for a purpose. Use it right, and it will get to the Geulah. And he says it's the same thing also with the Brit. But it's for this reason, he says, one second. Similarly, a Brit renders us existentially free from servitude to materialistic urges. It's in our body. It's a Brit in our body, even as women, that we don't go through a Brit, but we feel it, we're burned with that. It saves us from falling into servitude to materialistic thing. For this thing, they were both Britot. They were called Brit. It's for this reason that Hashem gave these 2 commandments while the Jews were in Egypt. Hashem had to take us out, not only from slavery, but from the slavery mentality, demonstrating them that they are bound to him alone and subservient to him alone, and that no human being or human philosophy of life could sway over us. So when you're connected to Hashem, who is free, Kol HaOlam, you know, so we have a different feeling. We're servitude to Hashem, we're connected to Hashem, and that frees us. And then we're learning, you know, the Haftara now according to Chassidus. Oh, sorry, I just pressed something. The cruelty of subjugating servants beyond their term of service consists not just delaying their freedom. People say, okay, they'll stay another year, or denying it completely. Their awareness that they will be freed at the end of 6 years enables them to bear the time that they are in prison, in servitude, bear it more easily. And not only that, they will do the work. We will do the work in a better way because we're getting out of here. Even enjoying it and taking pride in the work that they're doing. It's like I spoke yesterday to by a shliach, and I told the women, the Rebbe and the Rebbe are looking down saying, like, good job. And that's what we're turning to them and saying, look down, see what we're doing, and tell Hashem we need Mashiach. By us knowing that they're reporting what we're doing down here makes us want to do more and note that will bring our Geula. And he says, and here it's written that the opposite is also true. In order for a bondservant to feel true freedom in his 7th year, they have to work during their term of service with a clear goal of reaching their freedom. This is all telling us how to work now, here, to get out to the true Geula. As it is stated, this will enable and encourage them to work carefully, thereby fully discharging their obligations towards their master. And then it explains that allegorically, the 6 years alludes to the 6 millennia between Brias HaOlam, creation, and the times of Mashiach, Imot HaMashiach. In order to perform our Avodat Hashem during the 6th millennium, we must keep our goal, the Geula. Shemitah, the 7th year. We have to think about it all the time. The knowledge that our efforts will ultimately bring us and the world to freedom makes it easier for us to work and inspire us to work with a lot of joy. Now, this I'm quoting from the Chayenu. Give credit. It's not something, that I sat at night with 100 books. I did it directly from the Chayenu, so whoever has it could read it from there. I think it also shows the Hasidic way of living. We're not working towards my Olam Haba. We're working towards bringing the world to the times of Mashiach. It's a completely different, it's more pleasurable. That even though we're in Golus, etc., we take pleasure in our work because our goal, like the servant. And it makes so much sense that it's after getting the mitzvahs. It's Pashas Mishpatim of the mitzvahs. The mitzvahs is what we're supposed to do here now. It's telling, this is how you serve Hashem. If we're Eved Hashem, this is how you should do it. And that will bring you towards the Geula. And then here he brings something from the Rebbe Rayatz, Rabbi Akodem, previous Lubavitcher Rebbe, and he says, when Mashiach comes, we will realize how much we could have accomplished in the Galut, in exile. So now, our awareness that we are living the final moments of Galus should inspire us to maximize our effort to fulfill the Torah and mitzvahs in the best possible way. Finally, focusing on the goal. So it's 2 things. Focus on the goal, doing the work while you're here in the best possible way, knowing what our mission is. Even while we're still in Golus, it changes our mindset. We go out of a servant mindset, what Hashem was trying to do with the Jews from Mitzrayim, right? What does Golus do? Golus tries to take us away from our goal to get to Geula. It shows us materialistic things. It dupes us to do all different types of things. It keeps tempting us to serve all these materialistic things in the world and different idol worships of media, social life, comparison, wealth, everything, homes, vacations, everything that the world is trying to get us from keeping Torah mitzvahs, keeping Shabbos, keeping, all different things. Our mind is also, sometimes we serve our rationale and our minds, and Pashas Mishpatim is telling us, even our minds have to serve Hashem. So when we have this change that mindset to the right priorities, then we really could get towards the Geula and to true freedom, We're not tempted to these things because we're free. We're free of these temptations. The Brit Milah is to free of certain temptations, and serving Hashem, going out towards a Geula mindset, is also freeing us from many things here. It's not a question, En simcha ke'hatarat feikot. There's no happiness in getting rid of the doubt. So when you know you're Eved Hashem, working Hashem, I keep Torah mitzvahs. So these things are not a temptation. So if I go into a store, I'm not talking about me, I'm saying in general, go into a store and we see everything is short, everything is open, everything is sleeveless. It could be a gorgeous dress, but it doesn't tempt me because I can't wear it. I'm free from it. It's not for me. It's just so free. This is not my choice. It's not even a choice. I'm going to look at something else. There is, somebody asked me, how did you feel about not going to the tennis? I said, if it would have been my decision, I would have very mixed feelings. I really would have wanted to be there. I see the pictures. I see my children. I see a lot of great things. I also saw the piles of snow and the bitter winds and everything else. But I would be happy. So I said, the minute I got an answer from the Rebbe not to go, I was free. I was free of feelings. She goes, but what did you feel? I said, I was free of feelings. For 1 second, when I saw one picture, I said, oh, I wish I was there. And then I said, oh no, it's not even a choice. It was so good. It brought me to a free feeling that I don't have to check out my feelings. How do I feel if I missed out or I didn't miss out? Okay, so I used the time that I was here. That's when somebody called me to speak. I said, okay, I'm here. I'll come. I'm exhausted, but I'll come to speak because I have to use the time that the Rebbe told me to be here to use it right. I tried. I hope, today I would have been landing. So I hope I did the right thing. I'm sure I could have done better, but that's it. Okay. Let me see. Oh, and then on the last, I have here something very nice. On the last verse that we said, that Hashem says, what we read in chapter 33. Let me see if I could get it back on. The last two psukim. It says that, the finale that they brought the Chachamim on a positive note. Hashem says, and it's in another prophecy, Hashem assures Yirmiyahu that his everlasting Brit with the Jewish people will ultimately preempt the evil Brit that they made amongst themselves of not keeping Shemitah. And Hashem says, as surely as I have established my Brit with day and night, and ordained the laws of the earth, so too will I will never spurn and fail the children of Avram, Yitzchak, and Yaakov, and David, my servant David, Yaakov and David, and the descendants of Avram, Yitzchak, and Yaakov, and I will bring them back. The Rebbe quoted many times these psukim, I think. And let's see what I have here. He says, were it not, they translate it in a way, were it not for my Brit, the Torah, which I require the Jewish people to study day and night, Im lo briti yomam v'layla, my Brit, which is the Torah, that is studied day and night, I would not have ordained, I would have not made chukot shamayim va'aretz. I would have not made laws of heaven and earth, meaning the continuous existence of the world depends on the Jewish people keeping Torah and mitzvahs. Okay, you see how it fits into the pasuk? Ko amar Hashem. Thus Hashem says, Im lo briti, if not for my Torah that is studied yom v'layla, day and night, chukot shamayim va'aretz lo samti. There would not have been any physical laws in this world. In other words, Torah and mitzvahs keep the physical world, the laws of heaven and earth. The continuous functioning of the laws of nature depend upon the Jewish people's study of Torah and mitzvahs. Study both require, and here it says Shamayim va'aretz. It's Shamayim is the nefesh elokit, the divine soul, and the body. We need both, body and soul. The body on its own would rather pursue material comforts. Right? That's the whole idea of the slavery. Have slaves. Who of us would not like a few little slaves running around here cleaning up? If you would see my house, I need 1 million of them in every room. 1 million slaves. That's a material, physical pursuit and temptation, and it's a pleasure. The body would rather that. Whereas the divine soul would love spiritual inspiration, which we're not giving. Only when the soul, the neshama, directs the body, and the body follows the direction of the neshama, could we fulfill our divine mission, therefore fulfilling our own fulfillment and bringing the world to its fulfillment. This is what the pasuk says in a higher level. This is taken from the Igrot Kodesh of the Rebbe, explaining this pasuk. If it wasn't from the brit of physical and spiritual, there would not be the world. And what is that brit? Of us keeping the Torah and mitzvahs. It's for this reason that we will receive ultimate reward, our ultimate reward for fulfilling Torah and mitzvahs, for our divine shlichut, when Mashiach comes, that our souls will come back into our body. Because the body helped the soul, the neshama, do its divine mission. Because body and soul together fulfilled their spiritual lives, they both, so in Mitzvah Hashem, they will both get rewarded together. Isn't that a beautiful ending for the Haftara? So to summarize, the Haftara is really telling us that we have, Hashem made with us before Matan Torah even, a double brit. One is cut off like a brit, the temptations of this world, even though our body is schlepping us, and connect, be servants that work, that knowing that we're getting out of this in 6 years. So do the job well, you fulfill your mission here in the best possible way, which will help us get to the Geula. And the Geula will also reward the fact that we pushed ourselves away from physical temptation, because body and soul will join B'tchiyat HaMetim when Mashiach comes. It's a whole different look at the laws that we think are not pertinent to us, the laws of bondage and everything, who has slaves nowadays, and a whole different look at our avodah here in this world. Okay, so that's the Haftara. Now, technically, my class next week could be on Wednesday. They're trying to set up their classes. It seems that one class that I have on Wednesdays will be every 2 weeks. And also the second class that I have Wednesday, it's one after the other. Can't have it next week, so they want it on Thursday. So next Wednesday will be free. So would you prefer Wednesday morning or Thursday? I see El Calais is not on because she prefers Wednesday. So I'll
No.
put it on.
No problem with me either day. Just,
Okay.
I like to know.
Right. So I'll put it on the group. Let's see what El Calais says because she's missing. And,
Okay.
and I want everybody to hear. So, and also I have to set up my day. You know, if next Wednesday I'm free and just do Thursday.
For me, will be good on Wednesday. It's okay.
Okay, we'll see. Okay,
Yeah,
we'll see.
okay.
Because
Thank
you know,
you.
if two classes go down, I'd like a free day and not, you know, just spread things out. So let's see how it will work. Okay, thank you, everybody.
Wow, lovely. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. Take care.
Shabbat.
Sorry with the balagan. I don't know why
Shabbat
Chabad.org
shalom. Thank
has
you.
the wrong Haftara on.
Tell them off.
No, I'm just what I did it from the, you know, the weekly thing. So I figure I have the right one. I have to ask my husband. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.